Futurama! Episode 7 of this latest season was my least favorite episode of probably the entire series. Well, not my least favorite of the entire series, definitely one of them. This episode is the COVID episode, which, to be honest with some fans, were like, whoa, I don't know, how do I feel about COVID? Now they're gonna do that. And I was like, I don't really give a shit that you're doing COVID. I actually thought Futurama might have some funny takes on it, and no, they didn't. There was one or two gags that worked in this episode, but to me there was no commentary in this episode. It was literally just, oh, it's the pandemic and there's conspiracy theories and all this stuff. And I'm like, cool, but like to me there was no commentary. It was just them doing the COVID story. Also, it's weird how they do it in the show where like it's in the future and really the way it should have been is like, oh, there was a pandemic that happened in the in the past, and then now it comes back stronger and completely different. That's the way I would have done it, but the way they do it in this show is weird. I didn't care about it. I didn't think they did anything clever with it. None of the jokes were that funny. It was a really boring episode because I'm like, okay, well, I've seen so many shows try to parody COVID now. Futurama's actually late to the game, and it's just boring and stupid. And there's so many angles that really haven't been touched as much as they should about COVID. Let's really break into the fact that all these right wingers have these conspiracies and like and what that led to. Um, like I would love a great Futurama story about how like um because of these shutdowns, people are listening to insane things that are way more in their ear than they've ever been before, and that makes them crazy. More than the actual virus does, or something like that. Something interesting. I didn't feel like they had an interesting take on the episode, and it was just